A very good morning. I am Dr. Shovik Chatterjee, head of the Department of Juridical Sciences, GIS University. This is my lecture with respect to competition law, and I want to speak in respect of cross-border mergers. Now, there are few things to be understood. There is a concept called cross-border mergers, but end of the day, as far as the Indian law is concerned, Section 5 and Section 6 of the Competition Act 2002, as amended by the Competition Amendment Act 2007, has actually prescribed only one form relating to combination review or merger review or acquisition review. So whether there is an amalgamation, whether there is a merger, whether there is a acquisition, in all these cases, end of the day, it will be directly related and directly identified and evaluated under the provisions of Section 5 and 6 of the Competition Act. So it doesn't matter whether the two entities, both of them are Indian companies, or whether there is one Indian company and there is the other Indian company, other company which is a foreign company. So cross-border basically in that perspective has to also be scanned in the same respective ambit. Meaning again the same respective yardsticks will follow. Yardsticks like between 0 to 1000 crores assets, there is no requirement in respect of the company coming before the Competition Commission of India to actually come for a review. Above rupees 1000 crore assets, then the companies are required to come before the Competition Commission of India. In respect of turnover, it has to be above 3000 crore turnover to be within the scanner of the Competition Commission of India. So that is the first part. Coming down to the other question is that why is that assets are important and why is that turnovers are important? As far as assets are concerned, assets are important because generally speaking, for being involved in any anti-competitive activity or being involved in any predatory pricing or abuse of dominance, the companies are required to be absolutely, financially sound. Sometimes there is a saying which says that money basically corrupts. Now, if there is no financial power on the part of the party or the part of the company to actually really make a difference in respect of the impact created within that respective market, then the question of having an appreciable adverse effect on competition doesn't arise even in the Indian market. I can give a simple example. Let's say there has been combination in respect of idea, part of it being acquired on the part of Vodafone, both of them being cellular companies in the telecom market in India. Now the thing is that obviously that respective combination had generally created an additional strength in the market and thereafter added their dominance. But in spite of that, they have not been very severely treated by the Competition Commission of India. I'll tell you in the subsequent lecture. Now is the question time. The question to all of you is that cross-border combination basically means that one of the parties at least has to be a foreign company. Now the question to all of you is, what is the law in the country, let's say in the context of India, in respect of reviewing such type of combinations? You can take up any of the books that you want to. You can use up the book of Vinod Dhal, Competition Law Today. You can use up the book of Ramappa. You can use up S.M. Dugar's book. You can use up my book, Competition Law in India and Interface with Sectoral Regulators, Dr. Shovik Chatterjee, Thomson Reuters, South Asia publication. Write down your answers. I will definitely check them. I'll go ahead with my next lecture.